I wasn't looking for the truth. But somehow, the truth found me. We were together for 9 years. Almost a decade. I thought I knew him. I thought I could trust him. But then, I came across a court document. And everything changed. It all started by accident. I work in retail. One day, a customer told me about this website. OSCN.net, a place where you can look up court records for anyone in Oklahoma. All you need a last name. That night, I got curious. First, I looked up a guy I had talked to. Just to make sure he was actually divorced. Thankfully, he was. Then, just for fun, I looked up myself. And I found a seatbelt ticket from 2015. No surprises there. But then, I had a thought. Why not look up my ex? We had been broken up for over 6 months. I had moved on. I was in therapy. Healing. I almost didn't do it. But I told myself. What harm could it do? At first, I found nothing unusual. Just a speeding ticket from a couple of months before we broke up. Which was weird. Because he never mentioned it. And he complained about everything. Why wouldn't he have told me so? I clicked on it. And that's when I saw it. The ticket listed his vehicle color as LBL. At first, I thought, what a weird way to write black. Because he drove a black 2019 Chevrolet truck. But something felt off. So, I googled it. And my heart dropped. LBL doesn't mean black. It means light blue. And his truck was definitely not light blue. So I went back to the website. And that's when I realized. The car wasn't even his. The ticket was for a 2013 Dodge. Not a 2019 Chevrolet. He had been driving someone else's car. I sat there, staring at the screen. Trying to make sense of it. Then, I checked my messages. I needed to know what I was doing that day. And when I saw the texts, everything clicked. That same day, I had been on a 14-hour trip with my dog to visit family. It was my dog's last trip. One of the hardest things I've ever done. I had invited him to come with me. But he said he couldn't take time off work. And I didn't question it. We barely talked that day. Just the usual I love and miss you texts. And at one point, I looked over and saw him texting me. But when he sent the message I never got a notification. Then, I found a text I had sent my best friend. And it hit me like a truck. I told her, he has someone else saved in his phone under my name and picture. This was 2 weeks after his speeding ticket. The signs were there. And I ignored them. He was driving another woman's car. Lying about where he was. Texting someone else. Pretending they were me. And I never suspected a thing. We weren't a social couple. The only friends we had were his. I knew all of their cars. He never did ride shares. Never let anyone borrow his truck. Hell, he wouldn't even let me borrow it. And when I found out why it shattered me, he told me I couldn't drive his truck. Because I would move the seat. And he didn't want to readjust it. But now, I know the real reason. It wasn't me who was moving the seat. I don't know if he was sleeping with this person. But whoever they were, they trusted him enough to let him drive their car. And that was enough for me. After I found out, I spiraled. Even though I was over him, it still hurt. Knowing I had been so naive. Knowing I gave 9 years to someone who wasn't who I thought he was. But then I realized, what he did is not a reflection of me. I wasn't stupid. I wasn't blind. I just trusted him. And the best part, he will never know that I know. I thought he was the guy who loved me more than any man ever could. But now I have my own closure. And I will never look back.